Though it might be somewhat similar to Game of Thrones, Netflix's The Witcher present an extremely different kind of world, one of the monsters and witchers and magical screams. One of the most starkly different aspects of The Witcher in comparison to the majority of on-screen fantasy stories is its portrayal of magic. Magic was used minimally in Game of Thrones, and more so in form of prayer than as means of the defense or a weapon. Likewise, in Lord of the Rings, magic was prevalent, but only for a few fortunate characters. And even for those characters, their powers were never exactly blatant. But The Witcher has entire organizations of sorcerers. Beyond the thrilling magical battles it shows, has also found a way to strongly incorporate magic and sorcery into several plot lines. Of the many spectacles, sorcerers and mages that exist in the world, here are the top 10 most powerful on the show. Before that, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. And please mind my thick Indian accent.
Vogelforts, now!
Number 10. Vilgefortz. The warrior mage that makes a short appearance in the finale is known to the fans of the book and games as one of the most powerful mages of the continent. However, while he is not a bad swordsman, his magical abilities were never truly showcased, and his arrogance proved to usurp his sense of strategy. We are all hoping that the following season give him the power we know he has. In the meantime, he makes the top 10 but barely.
Geralt of Rivia, the mighty Witcher! Shit. I haven't seen you since the plague.
Number 9. Geralt of Rivia. The White Wolf, while not a technical mage, possesses some level of magical power due to his Witcher mutations. In comparison to many other mages seen on the show, Geralt's power, while definitely limited, is used far more effectively. No, he cannot shoot flame with his hand or cast widespread illusion, but he can blast people out of his way, which becomes a useful tool for those many close quarter battles he partakes in. However, if the show continues to follow the novels and the game, there is a future opportunity to see Geralt become quite the magical adversary, possibly using the fire and shield spells.
I'm lost. I don't know how I got here.
Number 8. Princess Ciri of Sintra. The lion cub of Sintra has demonstrated some level of magical powers on the show, each time with epic results. Every time thus far that Ciri has used magic has occurred when she is some kind of distress, and it's come in the form of an ear-splitting scream that shakes the earth and occasionally slaughters everyone around her. However, she never understands nor can control this power. Based on her journey in the books and the games, she could well become the most powerful character on the show. But as of now, all she has is quite a bit of potential.
I'm sure someone as legendary as you has already figured out several ways to get past Egellin's guards.
Number 7. Triss Marigold. While the version of the Triss in the game was vastly different and far more powerful than the one that appears on the show, Netflix's version of Triss is certainly not weak. Her two biggest moments come in the finale, where she casts a spell that produces toxic gas, and later when she attempts to rebuild the shattered gate that leads to the keep. Like Ciri, she has potential to become far more powerful as the show progresses. Yet, based on the first season, she is of the little more than average strength of the sorcerer.
Coral, soldiers, straight ahead, and they're moving fast.
Number 6. Coral. While this mage receives very little screen time and is presumed dead after the Battle of Sodden, she did have a moment that showcased how powerful she was, standing on the field before the keep with dozens of Nilfgaard troops marching towards her. Coral simply raises her hand and makes a fist. The entire squadron of soldiers simply dies where they stand, unable to defend against her magic. The only consequence of the magical feat was a dribble of blood below her nose, not unlike what we see with Eleven in Stranger Things.
Been advising the Skelligan clan for years. A tad rough around the edges, but they're off the earth.
Number 5. Mousak. Though the loyal druid is not a member of Brotherhood of Sorcerers, his power is still undeniable. The magical shield that he placed before the gates of Sintra's palace held for hours against the relentless storms of flaming arrows. In addition to that, he has shown certain level of mastery around casting and utilizing portals. It is unfortunate that they killed him off so soon, even though his death did further Ciri's own journeys. He might not be the most powerful mage on the continent, but he is still strong.
No, this is my own creation.
Number 4. Stragobor. Even though Stragobor doesn't showcase his power in the same way as many of the other mages on the show, it is clear that he is still incredibly powerful. His most blatant use of magic was the illusion that he cast over his lair in Blaviken. While this is a different use of power than telekinetic blast, portals or flaming hands, it is still relatively impressive feat. Beyond that, Stragobor is one of the leaders of the Brotherhood of Sorcerers. He could not have achieved this kind of position or level of the respect without being one of the most powerful mages on the continent.
We can stop Nilfgaard if we act now.
Number 3. Tissia DeVeris. Though she is widely regarded as one of the most powerful mages on the continent, Tricia does not often utilize magic during the course of the first season of The Witcher. Her most impressive feat thus far occurs when Yennefer loses control after failing to capture lightning in the bottle and blasts the lightning at Tissia, who easily redirects the blast into the sky. But despite the fact that she does not use an excessive amount of magic, the fact that she is one of the leaders of Brotherhood of Sorcerers, as well as the fact that she is one charged with acquiring and training new mages at Artusa, proves her power. In fact, her decision to use her chaos sparingly implies a level of control and wisdom that few other mages have. But that wisdom was not enough to save her from Fringilla. Perhaps she is losing her touch.
I don't need your help anymore, Rectress.
Number 2. Fringilla Vigo. Fringilla first appears as little more than an example of the balance, as she first uses her magic without holding the flower, resulting in the crippling of her hand. But after Yennefer takes her position, Fringilla goes to advise Nilfgaard, where she dwells into forbidden magic and quickly became powerful. She created the mind control worms, destroyed the gate of the keep at the Battle of Sodden, and used the combination of magic and creativity to launch arrows directly into the keep, though all of those successes pale in comparison to her easy incapitation of Tissia.
Who is Yennefer?
Number 1. Yennefer of Vengerberg. There is truly no question that Yennefer is the most powerful person on the continent. As an untrained hunchback, she created a portal to Artusa, a task that is no easy feat, especially without training. While she struggled initially at Artusa, she quickly tapped into her powers, becoming an adequate warrior. Her battle with the assassin who haunted the infant princess was fierce and relentless, full of portals, shields, and magical escapes. Her attempt to imprison the Jinn, while unsuccessful, definitely hinted at both her longing for more power as well as her capability to unleash and channel power. But her true strength was not properly shown until the Battle of Sodden. After redirecting balls of fire and telepathically commanding her troops, a wounded Tissia tells Yennefer, at long last, to unleash her chaos.
Forget the bottle. Let your chaos explode.
And she does so in a fantastic storm of all-consuming fire that shot forth from her hands and burned Nilfgaard forces, as well as entire forest to ashes. Hope you like our video, and if you do, please hit the like button, and for more such content, please subscribe to our channel.